Turn. Supposed to be on now. So we getting little checks and balances here in the back end. You all good back there, Delilah? You got to check the audio. Peace and blessings, everyone. So it'll be real smooth. We'll just be. Do you have any flyers that you have printed out or?
I didn't bring them with me because
Is that us? No.
Not good. It's not good. I hear a lot of static in the background. Is some other music playing?
Try it now. Just getting the audio in here squared away, everybody. Thank y'all for tuning in.
Right. We're good now. Good.
You good to go?
Yes, sir.
So how your day go today?
a wonderful day today.
Okay.
How about yours?
It was long, Mama. I'm going through the motions.
I understand that. I understand.
Is that still the static? D.
Yeah.
Is that still static?
I hear like an echo. I think we're good now. I think we're good now.
Thank y'all, everybody, for tuning in. We getting some things going on the back end, making sure that we are clear. So there's a lot to go into this.
Modern day technology. It's great.
I'm telling you. Sometimes technology can be something else.
And yes, it can be. Absolutely.
How we sound on the audio, brother?
It's sounding good right now. No, it's a delay. It's like a 3-second, 4-second delay so I can hear it on the thing.
Really? Okay. We'll be right with you all. We're just getting some back end audio squared away. I'm trying to tell you, it's always something. Okay, thank everybody for tapping in. We appreciate everybody for tapping in and joining us on the broadcast. We sound good, brother? We just had to go through a series of mic checks. I think we should be getting there. And I was just sharing with Mother how technology can be your best friend sometimes, or it can be your worst enemy. So, nevertheless, right?
Nevertheless.
We are continuing to keep moving forward. We're going to keep working through and just continue to keep doing what's necessary to put out quality information and product out to the Flint community. So without further ado, I want to definitely introduce myself. My name is Dwayne E. Robinson, and this is the Fli-City Blackout broadcast. And I am sitting here with one of the most energetic, faithful servants that we have in this Flint community, Dr. Alfreda Riley. And I just want to make sure we give a big shout out because today is, and this month is Women's Month.
Absolutely. Yes, sir.
And so we are celebrating women because we appreciate all the contributions and sacrifices they have made to this world, right? When you're talking about all aspect goes through the woman. And it's important that we acknowledge, but not only that we acknowledge, we uplift and support them at every opportunity that we can. So how you doing there, Mama?
I'm doing wonderful. How about yourself?
I'm doing well,
That's
right?
good.
I was just saying how very long of a day it was today. It was very, very productive in a sense, right? But nevertheless, it's been, I guess, I've been on a run, right? So
yes, I hear you.
I am trying to slow it down and enjoy the time that we have and have a conversation with you about celebrating about women.
Absolutely. I'm
And,
so excited.
I'm trying to tell you, all the great work that you got going on. And then as well as you have an event taking place in a couple of days this Saturday. And so honoring all the women, not only in Flint Genesee County, but you'll be giving a shout out to people all around the country. So tell us about you. Why don't you introduce yourself and let the public know who you are, right? And give them some background history.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Mr. Robinson, for allowing me to be your guest here tonight. And I am excited. I am elated. I tell people all the time, I said, I'm intoxicated. So their eyes kind of buck. I'm intoxicated, not with drugs, but with excitement about what God is doing in this city, in this nation, and all across the globe, if we'll just pay attention. But particularly our focus is on the Women's History Month.
Yes. March
is the Women's History Month, and we're excited about women. We're excited about the plans that God have for us. And so with that in mind, it came to my mind that that I should honor women, that we honoring women all over the world, but that particularly right here, that in Genesee County, that we should honor these history makers and game changers for doing the things they do, going above and beyond, planting seeds of love in the community, volunteering. I see the nurses out there volunteering to They do blood checks and blood pressure checks and all kinds of awesome things. I see Judge Tabitha Marsh out in the community. Working in our community, not just going to a job 9 to 5, but they take their job seriously outside of the workplace, into the community, making a difference in the lives of people, young and old. And I think that's absolutely phenomenal to have these history makers and game changers. And I call them champions. They're champions.
Right.
They're champions out here. And so we're excited about it. And so it came to me that we should honor them. We should honor. So we have about 27 honorees. 27.
27. I'm trying
27. Well, initially, when I started, one person came to mind. It was attorney Hood, Mary Hood, came to my mind. I was thinking about the race that she ran and how she was out there, and she ran a good race. And she did. She ran a good race, and we too have to run our race. We have to run our natural race and our spiritual race. So I'm excited about that. And then other people came to my mind. Judge Tabitha Marsh and Dr. Kathy Barton Brown and these history makers and game changers. I was like, and before I knew it, it was at 26. Dr. Beverly Walker Graffia. These people are making a difference in this community, not just in title. They're walking the walk and talking the talk.
Now you actually have some very powerful women. Right?
Absolutely. Yes, sir.
Honor. Big shout out to all 20, you said 29?
27.
27. Big shout out to all 27 women who will be honored at this Saturday's event, which is a luncheon. I know those women for doing phenomenal work here in this community and just taking on in those positions. And you got to give a big shout out to ladies that just continue to keep working hard and being dedicated. Women are the backbone to the culture, and I really do appreciate everything that takes place. And so I'm gonna be excited to be out there hanging out with you all and just kind of enjoying the times. But it is all about you all, and all the work that you're doing, and continue to keep raising babies, right? Continue to keep working at high levels, right? And continue to keep being visionaries for the future. So I'm excited.
And I appreciate your excitement. And I've heard you on many occasions say, hello, Queen. And I think that's absolutely awesome that you honor women the way you do. It's important that we honor each other. But all the time that I've known you, it hasn't been a long time, but I know you're respectable to women. And that's very impressive to me, because we're the mothers that give birth to the children.
Yes.
And you're a man, but a woman gave birth to you.
No, yeah. Honestly, and I just cherish women just in general. Like I said, we all come from a woman.
Absolutely.
And when you talk about man, you can't be anything unless you have a phenomenal woman by your side, whether it be your mother who gave birth to you,
absolutely,
or your companion,
absolutely,
right? Who's going to motivate you and keep you upright. So it's just always a reason why, we should always cherish women and uplift women. And I don't think women get enough credit. Let's say, for making, the sacrifice sometimes in this world that we live in today. Women are, doing all these different roles or playing these different roles while continuing to follow through on their natural order in life.
Absolutely.
So I always say big kudos, big shout out to my mother, right, and grandmothers. That's been holding it down for so long. And so I just, want to continue to keep honoring them. So I'm very respectful to women. I'm very appreciative every time I'm in the presence of a woman. And, I just, like I say, I'm just grateful, right, to have some phenomenal women, around during these times.
And it's amazing that you keep using the word phenomenal. As a matter of fact, that's our theme, phenomenal women. That's amazing. Yeah.
Big shout out. Let's hear one time for the phenomenal women.
Absolutely. Right? Phenomenal women. Absolutely. So, they're not ordinary women. They're phenomenal.
Come on now. These not no ordinary women.
That's right. Absolutely not.
They have definitely earned their right.
Absolutely.
And, we're going to respect everything about it. So, give us a rundown about, what's taking place this Saturday.
All right, we'll do. this coming Saturday at Genesis Conference Banquet Center
Mhm.
at 10:45, we will begin the celebration. We're coming to celebrate. We're coming to celebrate. We will have a phenomenal lunch, and we have phenomenal food. They're gonna have 2 entrees. You're gonna have vegetables, because vegetables are very important. You're gonna have lettuce. They're gonna, a salad, not just lettuce, a salad. They're gonna have a dessert. They're gonna have just a wonderful food. But we're gonna be honoring women. We have some phenomenal people. We have Sister Chanel Desmond, who is going to be our MC.
Okay.
And she's going to be our MC, so she's going to do a phenomenal job. And we have the whole program is going to be absolutely awesome. There is a keynote speaker. I'm not going to say her name because
you wait till it's an element of surprise.
Element of surprise. I was going to speak, but I decided to yield the floor. We women have to learn how to yield to each other.
Oh, come on, a big shout out to that.
Hello, we got to learn how to yield to each other, work together, dream work, teamwork, make the dream work.
Yes,
and we got to learn how to network.
Yes.
We got to learn how to yield, step back a little, let the sister shine.
Yeah.
Let the sister go ahead.
And there's nothing wrong, right? You know what, man? Listen, when you got a woman who is willing to yield, right, and respect the floor, I mean, we got to give that a big shout out. I want to give that a hand clap.
Absolutely.
A lot of women need to learn that of these days and understand that, that's power.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
It is power when you can step back.
Yeah.
I was going to be the keynote speaker, but I felt in my spirit that I should pass the baton to another anointed woman.
Come on.
There's a lot of anointed women in this city.
Yeah.
There's some they're game changers.
Yes.
And so this woman that's going to speak, she's going to change the game. But she's going to allow the Holy Spirit to use her. And so she's got a message, and I'm telling you, God is going to use her. So I choose to step back and let God use her. And for some other history makers and game changers, there's some that's going to be praying, some's going to be singing, some's going to do poems, some poetic expressions, and we're going to have the smooth steppers in the house, and they're going to be stepping. They're going to be stepping.
I want to let you know right now, I've been working on my dance moves. Listen, baby, listen, I'm two-stepping. I got the hustle down. Right. I got one hustle down right now. I don't care what song it is. I'm throwing it out there. You can kick it to feet.
So we're excited about that. Sister Dolores Jackson is the phenomenal visionary of that group, and so they're going to be
shout
there.
Out to Ms. Johnson.
Yeah, absolutely. It's about 19 or 20 of them are going to be in the house. So
they ain't playing no games.
Yeah, they're not playing. So I'm excited about it. I'm grateful for, and so we're just going to have a great time. There's some wonderful things that are going to happen. We're going to honor these women.
Yes.
We're gonna highlight these women.
Yes.
These women are making a difference in this community. They're making a difference in the lives of young people and old people. Everywhere I go, I see these history makers out here. Making a difference.
Yes.
Sometimes it's just a big smile. Yes. Sometimes it's a warm hello. Sometimes it's, can I help you out? Yes. And so I that got in my heart, and I thought, I should do something about this. We shouldn't wait till there's a long funeral and we have all these great words, swelling words, and all this kind of stuff. No, let's give them their roses while they can smell them and hear them. Because so that's what came into my heart, and I believe God put it there. So let's celebrate these history makers, these women who are making a difference. And we have a 15-year-old young lady who we're going to be honoring also. She's 15 years old, and she aspires to be a cosmetologist and several other things, but she can do hair now. So I thought, she's 15 years old. We should honor her. Yes. Honor the old and the young, the middle age. And so I'm so excited about what God is doing. And when we allow ourselves to honor each other and to respect each other and to say, hello, queen, like what you say.
Yes, ma'am.
Hello, queen. Hello, king.
I appreciate
so I'm excited about that. And so it's going to be just a wonderful time. We just some great things are going to happen. They will receive. I won't tell you what they're going to receive.
You gotta let me know. You're gonna let me know after the show. There's gonna be some gifts given out. Some well wishes received.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
That sounds like that's gonna be a phenomenal engagement. So, how many people do we expect to see at this event?
Well, I can tell you right now, we have about 200 people now. Right now.
200 people.
About 200 people right now. The last
Brother,
time
I'ma
I
tell you.
counted, which was about 4 days ago, was 187, and then I have another list that I haven't counted. People are calling me to say, "Can I get in?" But we can't have any more than 210 because
Right.
they only can prepare for a certain amount, and you have to do it in advance. But I'm telling you, we have about 200 people now
I'm gonna tell
that
you
have
already.
already registered for this phenomenal women event, and some of them are men. So we
Yeah.
want our brothers to come too. So we're excited though.
I'm gonna tell y'all right now, fellas, man. Listen, if you need somewhere to be on Saturday at the luncheon, you're looking for a good woman, right? You know, she might be at the church house, right? But I'm telling you,
Come on
we
with
got 200 plus women that's gonna be there. They got jobs and everything. I'm telling you, you might wanna
and
get with these women.
reiterate the time, the place, and the street, just for people who don't know. Some people don't Google.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, let me make this very clear. You have to RSVP. You can't just walk up and walk in. But we are going to be at 805 Health Park Genesis Conference Banquet Center in Grand Blanc, Michigan at 10:45. You can give me a call at 810-618-9676, and then we'll let you know before the night's over if you can register, because at this point, I hate to tell you that we are almost full now. Really, I'm serious. I hate to tell you, I wish we had done the interview last week, but it's all good though. At
We
least.
would have had about 400 people trying to get
Oh,
in there.
absolutely. Absolutely. I'm telling you. So initially, when I started, I was thinking maybe 50 people. And then one of the sisters, my sisters in Christ, she challenged me. She said, "Dr. Riley, why don't you do 100? Boom. When she said it, it was in my spirit. I started saying 100. And then, you know, I you know what, we want God to do everything, but we have our part and God to do his part.
Mhm.
So I got on the telephone, I got on Facebook, I blew up Facebook. I
Mhm.
made friends with over 30 women, and some of the women that I made friends with gonna be at the event, and some of them are participating on the program.
Really?
Absolutely, because we've got to learn how to network, how to collaborate, how to reach out to each other and love on each other, you know, because you got to look at another sister and say, she's a queen. Yeah, she is. She may not look like you. She may not talk like you. She may not walk like you, but
Come
she's
on.
still a queen.
Come on,
You know,
man.
so-
Don't you ever forget it.
Hello. Oh, I love that. Don't
Don't
you
you
ever
ever
forget
forget
it.
it,
Don't
right?
ever forget it. That's right. So, and I think we're coming to that place where we can learn how to honor each other, respect each other, step back if you need to.
Mhm.
Maybe be quiet if you need to, because I
Come
don't
on
talk about nature, but every now and then you got to zip it so you can hear
Yeah.
what God is saying, or what your sister is saying, or what your brother is saying. So
Yes.
sometimes, so I'm excited about this vision that God has given me. And I also want to let you all know we're going to have, I believe it's about 15 or 20 vendors. These are entrepreneurs, history makers, and game changers. Not only the phenomenal women that we're honoring,
Yeah.
but we have business people. I'm telling you, business people of all kinds. I mean, they're going to be in the house. So we want people to support our vendors. Come and support. You know, if you were selling something, if you were selling something, you would want me to support you.
Of
And
course.
so I'm going to support my sisters. I'm going to be going to the table before the night is over, before the morning is over.
I'm gonna tell you right now, it's gonna be vendors, it's gonna be phenomenal women, it's gonna be food. Man, come on, listen, man. If y'all ain't there, I don't know where you're gonna be.
Successful ladies.
Successful, absolutely.
Queens, as
Yeah,
we call
that's
it.
right.
Come on now.
Successful queens in the house. I'm excited, right? I'm burnt up. I mean, I'm telling you, but I really do appreciate the fact that you're doing this for, you know, the women, right?
Absolutely.
And really giving them a shout out. Make sure you come shop, right? Come patronize these businesses that will be in the house, and they'll be out there selling merchandise and product. You know, and definitely, I just want to hear the word, right? The keynote speaker she was referring to. You know, I can't wait to know who she is, but then also hear a message.
Absolutely. She's going to bring it. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And then we have one phenomenal woman. She's going to sing Never Would Have Made It Without You.
Come on.
She's going to sing that. That's Sister
Come on.
Bridget Copage. She's going to sing, and she's going to sing the walls down. And then we have one sister's going to do a poem on history makers and game changers. When I said that to her, I said, you write poems? She said, yes, I do. I said, would you like to do one?
Yes.
She said, yes. And so she's going to come. That's Sister Nina. And she's going to do one on history makers and game changers.
You talking about D Nina?
I don't know who they did. Miss Nina is a member of my church. I'm trying to think of
What's her
last
mama's
name.
name?
I don't know, but let me see. Her last name is Arthur. Nina Arthur. I believe it's Arthur.
Okay.
And her
If
mother's
it's the
name
Nina
is
I'm
Sister
thinking
Brown. It's it may be a different.
Is Miss Brown? Does she do like the healthy eating, like the naturalist?
Well, I'm just getting to know them, but
Okay.
they're history makers and game changers too. So anyway, but Sister Nina's gonna do a poem, and another woman is going to do something by Maya Angelou. So yeah, so yeah, and so anyway, we're gonna have a lineup, and Elder Jeremy Riley that's my son. He's gonna sing for us.
Big shout out to Elder. I knew Jay was gonna be in the house. Jay, look at you.
Yes, I wrote a song titled "He's Always There." I wrote that song, and Jeremy's gonna be singing it. And so it's been published. It's playing on WFLT. It's playing in Saginaw. I'm telling you, God is up to something, and He's using His people. He's using the women. He's using men too. But it just so happened that March is Women's History Celebration Month, and so we're just gonna honor the women. We're gonna celebrate the women. We're gonna be talking about women. But the awesome thing about it is we're gonna be talking about women that's in the house. These history makers, these 27 women. So we're not going to be talking about women in Chicago, not particularly this particular day. We're going to be focusing on these women here, these local women in Genesee County in the city of Flint. We're going to focus on them and and what they're achieving and what they have achieved and what they're doing and what they're getting ready to do. So
that's very entertaining, right? I just love your energy. Right. You come with great energy every time. Every time I see Dr. Riley out in the community or at an event, right? Or just doing something like she's doing for other people. Like she always carry a positive spirit. And I hope the women are listening when you said being willing to, have principles about yourself, right?
Absolutely.
And how, is a time to learn to, stand back and let men step up, right? That's a very, you got to be very crafty to be able to do that nowadays. Women have taken on the role of, being, mom and dad and doing all the supernatural things and feeling unprotected. So they do things to protect themselves. They became very hard over the years, right? Over these decades. But now it's like what we saying as from the man perspective. We are wanting to step up and reassume our roles in the family, in the public, in our community,
absolutely,
right, and in these professional fields, right. So I just think that when you say those things, that's a very inspired to hear, and then also just understanding coming from you, and just saying like, hey, listen, these are some things that we want to do and like to do. I think that's a message to all women, right, and as well as men. Right.
That's right.
That it takes us. It's a 50-50. Man is not, you're not more than a woman. Right. It's a balance. When I went to Africa, I learned about the Ma'at. The Ma'at teaches us balance.
Okay.
So while we men be out there being warriors and being strong and being solid about what we stand for and what we believe in and taking charge and leading, you need someone who's going to balance that out for you.
Absolutely.
Right. Someone who respects you. Someone who cherishes you, someone who takes care of you.
That's right.
Right, who holds you accountable, right, and making sure that you're going to be the best man that you can be. I think in these times, in these days of now, we need that now more than ever before.
Absolutely, and we respect our men and our brothers. We should respect them because we should respect each other. So the Bible said 2 is better than 1. So it is very important that we respect each other, that we honor each other, and that we learn to just love each other. And to know our places. We have our own place. And we're not trying to lord over anybody, but you can walk in your purpose and your destiny, and both of you a husband and wife can walk side by side. So teamwork, even with them, make the dream work. We have to learn how to honor and respect each other. You can lead, and a woman, she can walk alongside of you. She can lead also, but she respects her.
Yes.
She knows how to respect her man. She knows how to
Mhm.
respect her husband. She's
Come
not
on
trying
now.
to overpower
Are
him.
you speaking
It's
gospel
not
right
about
now?
trying to overpower him, because if you do it together, I remember when I went to Bible college, one of the brothers was there, and he said, listen, he said, my wife is better with the finances. He said, that don't take nothing away from me at all. He
Right.
said, I let her. He said, she's better at it. So it's not, we too often in competition with each other when we should be in tune with each other. When we should learn to work together. If you don't have no reason to be intimidated by no woman. A woman shouldn't be intimidated by no man.
Right.
He has his place, we have our place, and we're together. We have our place together. So even in the workplace, in the home, in the community, if we would ever learn that. And so we've been taught many, many years ago to be disconnected from each other and to hate each other. But I believe we're coming to a place that we realize who we are, whose we are, and then we can learn to love each other and work together, network, and do what God has commissioned us to do, is to love each other.
I know. See, man, you got the brothers, they loving this, man. Listen, brothers, man, I'm trying to tell you. Listen, don't you want your woman to be soft and nice to you, right? And letting you be a leader, right? I think that's the message, man. And you bringing it, mama. You bringing it. And I'm thinking, whoop, the world will be a better place if we all understand. Hey, listen, there's some responsibilities that we have.
That's right, absolutely.
And we both gonna go contribute and make sure we do our part. And some of those things have to be having, dialogue to be able to understand. I always encourage having strong communication in relationships. And let's talk relationships for a minute.
All right.
We're talking women.
All right.
In relationships, communication has to be key. You have to be able to talk things through. You be on one accord, and then being able to, I guess, define the pathway.
Right.
Right.
Right. But let me interject this.
Okay.
The Bible says, in all thy getting, get an understanding. So communication is key, because you need to understand what's going on here. If you're going to have misunderstandings, you're going to have disagreements, but we can agree to disagree. It's how you do it.
Right.
It's how you do it. We don't have to become disrespectful to each other.
None of that.
But then you got to work it out and say, well, how can we resolve this? How can we resolve this in that we win together?
Yes.
Absolutely.
No, I think that's what we've been missing. A lot of times, relationships have been not a high priority for folks. So they get to treat each other any type of way. And that's not going to work. That's not going to work. That never work. I think, when you're talking about when you really want to be with a woman and you really care for somebody, you really have to show that person. Right.
Absolutely.
And women, like, if you really want to be with that brother, you want to be with that man, make sure that y'all have a good understanding, and he knows that.
That's
right. Then before the children get involved, right? Because that's when things sometimes get a little messy.
Absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely.
You want to be able to have those communication lines. You want to be able to have a plan of action for how we want to do this relationship. You want to have some relationship goals. Right.
Absolutely.
You want to talk about taking trips. You want to invest in businesses. Y'all want to say, hey, listen, this is how we're going to raise our children, and you're going to put yourselves, at least your whole family, in a better position.
That's good.
Right?
Absolutely.
And sometimes it goes wrong, right? You got to know how to deal with it.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. I was married for over 32 years.
Come on now.
To one man.
Come, girl.
You didn't know that, did you? To one man, 32 years. My husband passed away almost 12 years ago. And to that union was born 6 children. 4 boys and 2 girls. All of my children are grown, and all of them are employed. They all work, and so absolutely.
You look like you weren't playing and not working.
All of my children, absolutely. My husband worked for General Motors over 35 years, absolutely. So if the man of the house is working, everybody in the house, when they get to, I was working in the house, so I was employed at home, raising my children, praying with my children, sending them off to school and preparing their meals when they come home, and going up to the schools and to have a talk. So I was employed. A lot of times people said, well, she don't have no job. Oh, that's a job. When you're a mother and you're raising your children and you're training them and you're working with them, that was my job.
Don't get it twisted.
How you doing?
Don't get it twisted now. Hello. Hey, big shout out to the stay-at-home mom, right?
It's one of the number one jobs.
That's the number one job, right? Raising them babies, making sure they're on point, they take care of
That's right. Somebody's got to raise them. If you let somebody else raise them, you're going to see the fruit of it.
Also, and I love the fact that she talked about she was at the school. She was at school,
yes, sir.
She having a conversation with the teacher.
Absolutely.
Hey, listen. And them children know, hey, I'll be up here at this school, and I ain't for no foolishness, right? I want to make sure that you're on point, right? I'm gonna support you, right? And that's 24 hours itself.
Your teacher called me.
And I would tell my children, sometimes they would say, well, so-and-so, the teacher don't like me. I said, I'm not sending you to school for the teacher to like you. I said, I'm sending you to school to get your education, because, kids will try to play you,
right?
Play you against the teacher. I said, now, you better hope that you're not wrong, because if you are, you're going to get it. I'm sending you to school to get your education. You close your mouth, and when the teacher's talking, you're not talking. And so one day, the teacher sent me a note home, and she drew a picture, and she had all the chairs on the table, next to the desk and all that. And she was saying, Josh was getting up and Josh was doing that. And I said, thank you for sharing that with me. And guess what? I came in and decided to sit in her class all week long. Then I got a chance to see more than Joshua that was going to the bathroom, more than Josh. Children do what other children do. So if you give other children privileges, don't think the other ones are not going to do what you see them. So you could have marked this one child out. See, so so I went in and said, I didn't try to intimidate her. I said, what can I do to help? And I don't think she really wanted me there, but I was so nice. I was there anyway, because I wanted to observe the classroom alone with my son. And so I volunteered on the playground out there with the kids. The kids would run up to me and they would say, hi, Mrs. R. And then I finally got employed. I was working there as a parent advocate. How you doing? And so I was always there. So parents, and those of you who have children, it's imperative that you take time, moms and dads, and go up and see about your children. See what they're doing. Volunteer. Don't go up and intimidate the teacher. Don't go up there and start a fight, because the children see that spirit on you, and then they'll want to fight, and they'll want to fight. Children are mimicking just what they see us do. So we have a responsibility to play a very important role as parents, moms, and dads. You go up, you get involved, you volunteer, you find out what you can do, and then help the child at home. The child you can't blame everything on the teacher. You got to work with your child at home. I used to work with my children at home. They had to write their spelling words 5 times each, and if they talk too much, they had to write them 20 times. And so you get
I'm big on that too.
Yeah, absolutely. I want you to get your education.
Actually, that's you don't got to whoop them and beat them and none of that, but you can you can discipline them in that way, right? Where at least they learn responsibility, they be educated.
That's right.
And it's positive reinforcement, right?
Absolutely.
I'm you know what? I'm so energized, and I can't wait for Saturday, right?
We're so excited about Saturday.
Give it to us again for Saturday.
All right. So what we want you all to know, that there's a group of, well, as a matter of fact, there are phenomenal women all over this nation. But particularly this coming Saturday, we're a house full of phenomenal women, and there's going to be some men there too. And so we're going to be at Genesis Conference Banquet Center at 805 Health Park in Grand Blanc, Michigan at 10:45. We're asking all the vendors to come at least an hour ahead, maybe an hour and 15 minutes. We want you to be already set up when we get ready to start. We don't want you to be setting up. You're already going to be already together, so that we can start together. And so we're excited about that. The tickets are $40, only $40. But at this time, you would have to call me 810-618-9676. You would have to RSVP. There are no walk-ins, because we have to give a Genesis account, and we have about 200 now, and it's probably more than that once I get home and total up the number. So we're excited about what's happening. Phenomenal women. We're celebrating these history makers and game changers, champions who have made a difference. They're making a difference. They're making a difference every day. They work, they go into our communities, they volunteer their time. I mean, I see them all the time, just doing some phenomenal things. I mean, we have some doctors going to be there, judges, medical persons, counselors. I'm telling you, I'm serious.
Everybody gonna be
therapists. Dr. Kathy Barton Brown is going to be in the house.
Right.
Dr. Latressa, I believe it was Gordon, is going to be in the house. Dr. Beverly Brown, the Commissioner Beverly Brown. I mean, a whole host of history makers and game changers. Dr. Tiffany Quinn, Dr. Counselor Shantae Allen Bay is going to be in the house. I mean, I'm telling you. So
everybody's going to be there this Saturday.
Yeah, absolutely. Right? We're going to have a great time.
Yes.
Great food, fellowship, and we're going to celebrate and honor these phenomenal women.
See, listen, for everybody who practicing Ramadan right now, listen, the food gonna be there, so you might get enticed, right?
Oh, absolutely.
What's on the menu?
We have 2 entrees. It's going to be 2 meats. One person shared with me that they don't eat chicken, so we decided to have beef. Beef and chicken. You'll have your choice. Beef and chicken. You'll have vegetables. You'll have potato skins. You'll have a salad. You'll have a dessert. I mean, it's full. It's going to be awesome. I mean, the food is going to be awesome. You'll have coffee. You'll have lemonade. And of course, you'll have water. So it's going to be plenty of food.
See, okay. So listen, she gave the info this Saturday, March 25th at 11:45 or 10:45.
10:45.
10:45. Be at the Genesis Banquet Center for the women's luncheon, the women's buffet luncheon.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
And we're gonna be celebrating women all day. We celebrating women not just this month, but we celebrate every day of our lives. So, if you have any parting words you want to give for the listening audience, or any other information you want to put out there to the public?
Absolutely. I just want to remind all of you out there in Facebook land and out in the community, let's learn how to network. Teamwork makes the dream work, and we're better together. Let's realize you may be good at what you do. The other person may be good at what they do, but teamwork together, when we come together, we can get things done. And so even with that in mind, I like to bring businesses and ministry together where we network and collaborate. So I'm getting ready to plan something really big in that arena, because coming together to, just like down in Oklahoma, down in Greenwood, 1921, that whole community was business people, owners, and doctors and lawyers and librarians and everything. Absolutely. Now, they weren't welcome outside the community, but they learned how to build something within the community. Let's learn how to build each other up. Let's build each other up instead of tearing each other down. And if the person is not great at what they're doing, pray for them and encourage them. They'll get better. We're better together, so we need to do that. So I want to thank you, Mr. DeJuan Robinson, for allowing me to be your guest. It's an honor and a privilege, and I'm excited about what God is doing even in your life.
No, I appreciate it. You always, send me peace and blessings. You always been a prayer warrior, right?
Absolutely.
So like I say, it's a true honor. It's a true privilege to be able to be engaged and network with you, and then also be a part of anything, any function, event, activity, campaign work, whatever you got going on, right? It's always a blessing, right? Surround yourself with phenomenal people, and you'll receive your blessings. So I definitely want to say thank you, and I'll be out there Saturday.
Yes, you will. And he's going to be encouraging the women also. You get a chance to come up for a few minutes and encourage the women. So we're excited about you coming. Absolutely.
Delilah will be out there too.
Absolutely. Oh, yes. We're going to have some young ladies who are going to be, they're going to escort people to their seats. Some of them are going to be at the registration table. And we thank you. And that's important, to bring your girls, your young girls, so they can see and how we're doing, not just the old, but the young too. It's important that they see what we're doing and learn and say, oh, you know what, I think I want to grow up and be a doctor. I want to grow up and be a scientist. I want to grow up and be a nurse. So it's important that we are good role models and that we have integrity.
No, so that is true. I want to make sure that my daughter is just see the success in the room, right? She'll be serving. She'll be a part of the youth group that will be doing the necessary work and just, supporting and uplifting our women, right? So I'm elated to just have her a part of it. And I know she'll get some real good information from you all. And she up in there laughing right now, geeked up. And I'm going to take the TikTok phone from her, right? And she's going to be doing some phenomenal work out there. And she don't even know that. Come here, Delilah. Come here, Delilah. She's sitting up here in the studio with her shoes off. Come around this way and say hi to won't you give her Miss Dr. Riley is gonna tell you about this Saturday.
Get herself straight first. I want to know she's a girl first.
Come here.
Hi, Delilah. we're so excited. I heard you were coming out to the celebration, and we're excited about you coming, and you're going to help. And we're so grateful that you are going to come and you're going to help with the young ladies. And that's this coming Saturday at 10:45. We're going to have a phenomenal meal, and there's some phenomenal women. You get a chance to meet some. You'll meet some doctors. You'll meet some lawyers. You'll meet a judge. I mean, you're gonna meet a 15-year-old young lady who's aspiring to be a cosmetologist and many other things, but she's 15, and so we're highlighting her as well. So we'd love to have you come out and help, and then you're gonna get a chance to learn about some other history makers and game changers, champions in this Genesee County in our community. Is that all right with you?
Yeah.
All right.
That's my girl. Well, we definitely we're gonna wrap this thing up. I'm about to lay down so I can get to Saturday.
And on another note, celebrating amazing women. There was a lady by the name of Bibby Mason. Way back in the day.
Yes, man.
She went to Cali as a slave.
Yeah.
And she died as one of the wealthiest women in Cali because she bought her own freedom. And this was a black woman that became a real estate mogul. After she went to court and won her slavery because her owner messed up and took her down to the California area. And then at that time, slavery became free. So she used the court system to free herself. And she died estimated way back in like 1851, worth $300,000 in today's money, that's $6 million. You know
what you say, brother? What you
on.
say? That's
Come
good.
So
That's
I just
good.
wanted
That's
to put
good
that out there
information.
since we're dealing with March. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
And
Thank
Women's
you,
Month.
sir. Absolutely.
That's the same energy we need today.
That's
right?
Biddy, Biddy Mason. Look her up.
Put it in the chat.
Biddy Mason.
Absolutely.
One of LA's first black real estate moguls.
What you say?
Come on now, listen.
1851 in Los Angeles, when people were still slaves. She went there as a slave, and she ended up being free there and bought her own freedom.
That's good information, brother. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
I love it when I hear success stories like that.
Yeah, we have a lot of history makers and game changers in our history.
Mhm.
Madam C.J. Walker.
Oh yeah, black man.
How you doing?
Come on,
Yes, sir.
Come on.
Shout out to CJ.
C.J. Madam C.J. Walker.
Harriet Tubman for doing her thing.
That's one of my favorite persons in history. And she even told the ones that was with her, she said, "I'll kill you before I let you go back." She was not gonna let them ruin
Jeopardize.
jeopardize. You have come this far, you going, whether you want to go or not. You started, and I'm not gonna let you ruin it.
One-way
I
trip.
respect. Hello,
One-way trip.
it's only one-way trip. Because if you
coming?
if not, you're going to Mother Earth. No, I ain't planning on killing nobody. But in the spirit of Harriet Tubman, she was determined, and not only did she go, but she took people with her. That's what we got to do. We've got to learn how to lock arms and take people with us. Don't just be all in it for yourself.
Yeah.
Bring another brother, bring another sister with you. Yeah.
You know how much courage it took to make it to freedom and repeatedly go back there and free other people?
Yes.
This is a black woman we talking about. This is another one of those black queens. But you know how much courage it took to make it all the way to freedom where you're not in jeopardy no more?
Who you do?
And then
And
continuously go back.
And she didn't let fear stop her. I'm sure she felt it. I'm sure she felt afraid, but she didn't let fear stop her. She was determined that she was going to be free and that she was going to take some other folks to freedom. And that's why I celebrate Harriet Bad Girl Tubman. Yeah.
That's right.
Come on now.
That's right. Come on with it.
Yes, sir.
So
Yes, sir.
I definitely appreciate the conversation. I appreciate women. I appreciate you hosting this function this Saturday. And we'll make sure that we'll continue to keep uplifting you and keep you in our prayers.
Appreciate it.
Anytime and anything that you have going on, just in general, you got our full support.
I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
All right. So y'all tap in, man. Y'all subscribe to the channel, Fli-City Blackout. We greatly appreciate all the support. And we'll see you Saturday at the Genesis Banquet Center at 10:45. We blacking out like this, mama.
Yeah, we blacking out.
Blackout.
Blackout. Great show, y'all. I love it.
All right.
Really love